Welcome to episode 4 of Action Relay, and today we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Financial Report, as well as the EVO 2018 lineup. So, welcome to the show. Hope everyone's doing okay. And there hasn't been a whole lot going on in the world of video games. That's very interesting. But we did get a few things from Nintendo, as well as the EVO 2018 lineup just yesterday. So I think that'd be fun to talk about real quick. Before we start though, we got a new logo. Look at that. That's really nice. I'll leave a link to the person that made it in the description if you want to check out their work and perhaps maybe commission yourself your own logo for something. You know, that'd be cool. I forget when it happened. January 31st? God, it's been really that long since the last episode? Really? Oh no, it happened. I put the last episode on the 31st, so yeah, it has been a week. Thank goodness. We're on schedule. Nintendo had their financial report for, I think, the quarterly financial report, and they announced quite a few things. Probably the most they've announced at one of these since the big mobile initiative with the NX and the 3. They announced that they're going to make mobile games. I think they announced which games. I think they said they're going to do Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing. I can't remember if they specified at that time that they were doing Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing. But yeah, quite a few announcements. For starters, we got the release date, quote, as long as it doesn't get delayed, for the Nintendo Switch Online, and it's going to be September 2018. So, still quite a ways away. We still have a long time until we're going to have to start paying for the online. And that means we'll hopefully get details about it soon. Hopefully we'll get details before E3. Hopefully they aren't just like cramming their E3 with information about this thing, because I would like E3 to just be about the games. Maybe they could talk about it a bit during the Treehouse. But I hope we can get some information about this before. I hope we get a pretty much the entire experience before the paid version of the service launches, because this is what they kind of talked about with what we're in right now is a free trial for the online, and I wouldn't call this a free trial for the online. I'd call this more of a demo for the online, because we are not getting the full experience of what this is supposed to be. So it would be a shame if people were not allowed to at least preview what this online service is before it launches. And what is that online service? That's very interesting. I'm very interested to learn about that. I hope it has everything that we want. I hope it has that Netflix of NES and SNES games with online play. Maybe bring that up to N64 and GameCube. Get some Mario Kart Double Dash online in there. That'd be great. I'd be very excited about that. And this also kind of ties into something else unrelated to the financial report, which is the Nvidia Shield in China. They're starting to launch Nintendo games on the Nvidia Shield in China, and what people found out is that these games are not being ported to the Nvidia Shield, they are being emulated on the Nvidia Shield, and these are GameCube and Wii games, which is kind of just proving that Nintendo has been working on a emulator for GameCube and Wii games, which can maybe mean that we're going to get a virtual console for GameCube and Wii. I hope so. They had New Super Mario Bros. Wii running better than it did on the Wii. It was 1080 60, which New Super Mario Bros. Wii was not 1080. So I'm interested to see if these ports or these virtual console releases on the Switch could potentially be upgraded in some way. Maybe we could see GameCube and Wii games upgraded to 1080 60. That'd be really nice. Yeah, and I hope we get voice chat, and I hope we get that Netflix of hope we get themes. I hope we get party system. I hope we get to actually invite people through the menus itself, and I hope it's still cheap. I hope it's still that $20 a year that they discussed a while ago. Because as it is right now with the Nintendo, you gotta make it appealing if the actual multiplayer experience is not going to be that great, which it is not on the Switch and a lot of that has to do with the actual like peer-to-peer as well as the hardware of the Switch. Apparently, it doesn't really get that great of a Wi-Fi connection, so if you are on Wi-Fi, it's a lot worse than it was on the Wii U and Wii, to put it simply. Um, and you might have noticed that with games like Mario Kart and games like Splatoon, you might have gotten communication errors far more on Splatoon 2 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe than you did on the Wii U counterparts. Uh, and that's a bit of a shame to be paying for a service that's worse than the one that we had on previous consoles. So yeah, you got to make that appealing some other way, and that the other only other way is with the bonuses, with the like the Netflix, the party chat, the invite system. You got to make all this really good, on par with at least Xbox and PlayStation 4, and maybe a little bit less because you're charging a lot less, I guess. Maybe parties aren't exactly necessary, but definitely an invite system, definitely a messaging system at the very least. I can't believe we still can't message people on this thing. How am I supposed to talk to the people that I add? There's a feature on the Switch where you can add people that you recently played with. How am I supposed to tell them that I want to play Bomberman? I go on Bomberman, I add someone that I just played with. How am I supposed to tell them that I want to play again? It's impossible right now, which is crazy. It's crazy that we're still waiting for that kind of stuff, especially since the Wii U had it. The Wii U, even though it was tied to Miiverse, had a messaging system where you would actually be notified when you got messaged with the little light on the Wii U. Not great for knowing that someone messaged you, because if you're not looking down, you won't notice. And it only blinks once. I'm pretty sure it only blinks once when someone messages you. So yeah, not the best. But now we have on-screen notifications. The Switch lets you know when your friends log in, and so it could definitely let you know when you get messaged. And I hope they um, have a settings feature that makes it so you can only have messages pop up. I hope you can like customize it really well, because I would like to. I don't currently right now. I don't have the notification pop up when someone comes online, but I would like to have it like that, but also have the messages turned on for notifications, or maybe even like a privacy feature. Maybe if you don't have the privacy feature on, it'll come down and it'll show you a preview of the message. But if you have it on, it'll say like you got a message from so and so, and it won't show you any of the text. Also, there needs to be more features for the if we're gonna have a messaging system, we need to have that snap menu have that messaging system. The Xbox One, when you press the menu button, it won't actually take you out of the game into a menu. It'll have this little side menu that pops up, and you can do a lot of stuff in there. You can talk to your friends, you can set up a party, you can look at your messages, look at your friends list. And so I would like to be able to look at my friends list and add people through that snap menu that they have on the Switch. If you don't know what if you don't know what I'm talking about, uh, if you hold the home button on the Switch, you will get a little snap menu where you can mess with the volume, mess with the brightness settings if you're in handheld mode. You can go into airplane mode. You can put the system into sleep mode, but you cannot look at your friends list. You cannot look at any settings at all. You can't look at any. You probably won't be able to look at any message, but you should. You should be able to do a lot more in that snap menu, because I see a lot of times with streams, with ARMS and Mario Kart, people want to add the viewers to their friends list so they can get people into the lobbies. But in order to do that, they have to back out of the game, go to their friends list, and then add them. And some of the games don't handle that very well. Bomberman, if you go into the home menu, you will actually be kicked off online. So that's pretty bad. Thankfully, Bomberman has a code system, so you don't really need to add anyone if you want to play together. But still. Um, I think the same is true for ARMS and Splatoon. I don't even think you can go into the home menu when you're in ARMS. So that's, I think, an issue, especially for communities like that, like streams. So we definitely need more features for the snap menu. I don't know how much of this will push the system. I wonder if a lot of these missing features are because of the lack of power that the system might have, or just to keep the menus nice and fast, uh, they have to reduce the amount of features that the system has at any given moment. Maybe having a messaging system attached to the snap menu will slow the snappiness of everything down, because the Switch operating system is pretty fast. Uh, pre Sonic Mania patch, it was pretty fast. So yeah, who knows if adding all these bells and whistles will slow down the menus greatly, which I think might be a bad thing because a really good thing about the Switch is how snappy those menus are, especially with the portable uh, aspect of it. Being able to very quickly cycle through the menus and switch out games and check your friends real quick is very good for the portable nature of the system. A lot better than the 3DS, uh, with especially an old 3DS with the custom themes. Takes forever for me to mess with the home menus and stuff on the 3DS. Let me take a sip. So yeah, I hope that's good. I hope we get some more information very shortly. Actually, I would like to know a lot more. Considering it's not coming out till September, we probably shouldn't expect it until at least May for them to start talking about it. Maybe we'll get a mini direct in May, similar to the mini direct from a while ago, where we got Chibi Robo Ziplash right before E3. They had a mini direct right before E3 where they showed off Chibi Robo Ziplash and a few other things. So maybe that's when they'll talk about it, or maybe even post E3. You know, June, July, August, September. So yeah, uh, probably after E3. Now that I think about it, we'll probably get it in July or August before they put it out. Yeah, so we're gonna have a while to wait before we hear any more about that. Speaking of having a while to wait before we hear any more about something, we got two more Mario themed announcements. I'm actually gonna go over the uh, third announced first. They confirmed the rumor that Nintendo and Illumination are partnering for a Mario movie. However, we also now learned that it's being co-produced by Miyamoto and Chris Dardandri. I don't know who that is, but I looked it up and he apparently made the Minions movie, Despicable Me, that one. Is that the one where the Minions are from? So yeah, he was the creator of that thing, and now he's co-producing the Mario movie with Miyamoto. Now I know people are freaking out. I know people see the Minions and they're freaking out, but I think that this could be great. I don't think Nintendo will let them do anything a bit too crazy with Mario. Obviously, Mario plus Rabbids gets people worried because, Mario plus Minions, but I don't think they would do that for Mario's first really big movie outing, having it be a crossover with Minions or anything like that. I think the most we'll have to deal with is the Minions and the Illumination logo at the very beginning. Maybe Nintendo will say no to that though. Like, no, don't do that, sillies. Don't put Minions in your logo. Um, oh god, they might do a Minion Mario skit in the logo though. Oh no. But no, I think it'll be good. If you watch the Pikmin shorts that Miyamoto did, the Pikmin 3 shorts that were released on Wii U, there were three pretty short shorts. One of them was like a minute, and the other two was like, I think it escalated. It was like a minute, 5 minutes, and then 9 minutes, and they were all really great. They really captured the vibes of Pikmin. And so with Miyamoto working on this Mario movie, I have a little bit of faith in this turning out to be a really good movie. Probably the best video game adaptation I think it could possibly be. There are people maybe concerned about Mario himself being in a movie, even like removing Illumination from the mix. The Mario universe maybe doesn't make the best fit for a movie. Mario games, of course, have had stories before with the RPGs and such, but not fully voice acted ones, which you would need for a movie, or maybe you wouldn't need for. Maybe they'll do something really interesting and have text boxes instead of actual voice dialogue. Maybe they'll be really artsy and different like that. But I doubt it. I doubt that they're gonna go for a fully voiced movie. Um, so yeah, we'll have to we'll have to just wait and see how that is. How weird it is to see Mario speak full sentences for an entire movie. Uh, what could it be about? You wonder. Is it just gonna follow the plot of a standard Mario game? Are we gonna get a Mario RPG style story? Are we gonna get Mario Tennis the movie? That'd be pretty great. And that's the thing that's also true. The Mario Power Tennis short, the intro to that game was this nice, almost 10-minute short featuring Mario and Waluigi. So the Mario universe could work technically in this medium, but we'll just have to wait and see how it's going to turn out. I don't know how long it usually takes for Illumination to pump out these things. Uh, so I imagine we probably won't hear a whole lot about this movie for probably 2 years at the very least. Apparently, it's still in the planning stages. They haven't even started any like real crazy work yet. So yeah, it's probably gonna be a while until we see any more information about this. But they just wanted to announce it, just so the information is out there, just to, uh, I guess, confirm the rumors uh, before they got out of hand, and we got tons more rumors about it. We probably still get tons of rumors about it, about the plot and stuff, and who's in it. Is Charles actually gonna voice all the characters that he does voice? Who's gonna be in it? Is there gonna be Wario and Waluigi? Is there gonna be Donkey Kong? Is Bowser even gonna be in it? Who knows? Is Luigi gonna be in it? I don't know. So yeah, that's the Mario movie. I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and Angry Birds 2, and the Rabbids movie, and the Halo movie, and the Uncharted movie, and the Last of Us movie. Where'd all those movies go, man? Is this even gonna come out? That's another thing. Is Mario the movie even gonna come out? We're just gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, there's not really much we could talk about that. We just kind of have to wait and see how it turns out. But the next thing they talked about was very, very interesting, and I'm still not sure how to feel about this. It is Mario Kart Tour. This is not a new Mario Kart game for the Switch. If for a moment you're thinking that, it is not. Oh, excuse me. Instead, we are. Ooh. Give me a sec. Yeah. Whew. Sorry. Even though we got a fancy new logo, we still don't do cuts yet. Maybe we'll get there. We'll get there. Still only episode 4. We'll get there. So yeah, Mario Kart Tour is a mobile game. It's coming to Android and iOS. They just announced it, and it should be released between April and March 2019. So pretty much, it's coming out in March 2019. I think is what we can expect, especially for a Mario Kart title. Come on, that's gonna take forever. I'm I it should have been Kirby Air Ride. If you were gonna do a racing game out of any of your franchises, it should have been Kirby Air Ride because it's a lot more simple. It fits the one button style of um of mobile games that you've been doing. Uh, you know, you have drifting in Mario Kart. You have items in Mario Kart. You have like the actual gas in Mario Kart. You have the hopping and the actual steering itself. Like, how are you gonna do all that on the phone? Kirby Air Ride would have been so easy because you don't press anything in Kirby Air Ride. You just go, and then you hold down A when you want to drift and stop, and that would have made so much sense for a phone. And you could even swipe the screen if you want to do the spin attack, and you could twist the screen for gyro steering, and it would have been perfect. But I guess that's just not what they wanted to do. I guess they wanted to really just do Mario Kart because obviously it would sell more, and people really love Mario Kart. Mario Kart is probably the most popular Nintendo franchise. Uh, that maybe we'll talk about a bit in a second, but I don't know how they could do this. There's been a lot of speculation that maybe it won't be a Mario Kart game per se. Maybe it's going to be more of a manager type game with the name Tour in the title. Maybe it's going to be about you managing a team as you tour the world or something like that. And to me, I think that would piss a lot of people off because look at what we got with the Nintendo games so far on mobile. Fire Emblem Heroes is pretty much Fire Emblem Light. It is a Fire Emblem experience on a phone. Mario Run is a 2D Mario experience on a phone. Animal Crossing is a Animal Crossing experience on a phone. So to have a Mario Kart game that is not a Mario Kart experience, I think people will be upset. I will be upset. I just want to play a Mario Kart game on the phone. I think that'd be really interesting. And another thing is multiplayer. So if you've played any of the Nintendo mobile games, they don't actually have real quote unquote multiplayer per se. They sort of have ghosts and just like computers. You know, in Mario Run, you race ghosts of other players going through the levels. In Fire Emblem Heroes, you just face computers who utilize other people's teams. And in Animal Crossing, there's a bit more interaction between people in Animal Crossing, a bit more real interaction. You know, you get to sell stuff to your friends, and you get to water your friends' plants, and you get to check out your friends' campsite. So it's a bit more uh, cooperative there. But Mario Kart is a multiplayer game. You know, it is very, very much a multiplayer game, much more so than even Animal Crossing. So I'm worried that they aren't actually going to have real multiplayer on this thing, and they totally could. I've played a bunch of like real online games on my phone, and it works out just fine. You know, I've played the Bomberman game, I've played Sonic Forces Speed Battle, and it works out fine. And so I really hope that they don't mess this up and actually have a real multiplayer component for both local and online. I hope this is a real, genuine Mario Kart experience on the phone. How they would do that, I'm not sure. I don't know how you would shrink Mario Kart down into a phone. I don't know if it's gonna be is it gonna be vertical or horizontal? Is there gonna be buttons on screen? There's probably gonna be like an item box on screen that you get to press to use your item. You know, you need multiple like inputs for Mario Kart at any given time. You know, you need to be holding the gas, you need to be pressing drift while you're also dragging an item behind you. That's three buttons right there. I don't know how you're gonna do that on a phone. Of course, you could have automatic. So Mario Kart 7, Mario Kart 8 kind of took this out, but in Wii and I think maybe Double Dash, there was automatic and manual, and I imagine with this game it will be automatic, so we don't have to drift. That's what automatic was for those games. It's so you don't have to drift. It drifts for you automatically, and so I imagine that's what's going to happen with this game. You'll probably drift automatically, and then maybe you'll have to press the screen to do the gas and press anywhere on the screen to use gas, and then just press the item box to use an item. It's not going to be that hand experience that I think it's going to be. Like I don't know how you would even steer. The only way I can imagine you would steer is just tilting the screen. Now, of course, that sucks because now your screen is not facing like if you turn the screen left, you're now looking at like the screen at an angle. However, one way they could fix that is if you play Nintendo Land on the gamepad, the screen when you're in the hub area would always be like facing how it should be. So if I hold my screen like diagonal, it'll on the screen itself it'll be like cut off a bit so you can actually see it flat like how it should be on your TV. And you can tell it too if you like look at the screen, like look at the TV screen, it's a little bit cut off when you like turn the gamepad around. That's because it wants to always display the screen as I think I just dropped my I just tilted my gamepad screen just to show myself an example, and I just knocked the stylus out. But yeah, I hope that so when you tilt this Mario Kart game, it should always be facing like how it should when you're tilting the screen. So you're not so the game isn't tilting with the screen. This game's screen is staying the same, but you're just tilting your phone to turn. And I think that could work out well. However, that's not very accurate. Nothing on the phone will be accurate for a racing game. I wonder how they're going to do this. I wonder if it's going to be a Mario Kart experience. It might even be lanes. So I recently played this game for on my phone for Katamari, and what it is, it's kind of like a 3-lane runner, except you have full movement throughout this play space. And I think that would be good for Mario Kart. You know, Mario Kart has had tracks before that are just like this downhill thing, and I imagine that's what this is going to be. Imagine all the tracks in this game are going to be comparable to Mount Wario or Rainbow Road 64 or Woohoo Island. I think it's going to be more comparable to that instead of the usual like go around the track 3 times. That's what I think, at least. I think that would fit better for a mobile game. That's how Sonic's speed battle works. It's just a straight shot. I even think the Angry Birds mobile karting game is just a straight shot. Uh, yeah, and all the 3 lane runners and all this, the Katamari game is also a straight shot. So I think I should explain the Katamari game a bit more. I don't think I really explained it too well. It is like a 3 lane runner, but it's a more freedom of movement. And what you do is you tap the screen and then you push to the left or to the right. So you have your finger on the screen and then you like swipe to the left, but you're not really like swiping. You're just kind of moving it to the left, and that's how you turn. And so I imagine that could be how they would do it. And maybe uh, one thing that they have in Mario Kart 8 is this auto driving. So I imagine maybe you could just have the carts auto drive, and all you have to worry about is steering. And then maybe there's a brake option or something. But if it's just going downhill, you could just have the cars auto drive, and then all you have to worry about is steering and tapping the item when you want to use it. So that could work out. But yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping it's more traditional Mario Kart experience. I hope it's not this weird manager thing that people are speculating it's going to be. Because I want to play a Mario Kart on my phone. I wouldn't mind it as long as it's good. And Nintendo games have been good on mobile. People really love Fire Emblem Heroes. Mario Run is fantastic. Just even like as a game, not even as a mobile game, Mario Run is just amazing. I love that. A shame it didn't turn out as well. As far as profit is concerned, people were very upset that they had to actually pay for the game instead of microtransactions. And that's another thing that we need to talk about is how is this going to be charged? Is this going to be a Mario Run situation, maybe a little bit less? They learned from Mario Run, maybe it shouldn't be $10. Uh, I think people no, people probably wouldn't pay for it because they didn't pay for Mario Run. But I don't want a situation where we have to buy cart parts. Because that's the only thing I can only think of loot boxes right now. I can only think of getting an item box that pops out and gives you 4 cart parts randomly. That's all I can think about when I think of how this game could potentially be monetized. Everything just screams pay to win for me, which is not really what Mario Kart's about. And I'm worried about that. Even the DLC carts, all the DLC carts in Mario Kart 8 are all just like copies of carts that already exist. So there's no pay to win in Mario Kart 8, which is very nice. So yeah, I wonder how they're gonna handle it. I wonder if it's just going to be a one-time payment thing, and then maybe you pay for more tracks or something. Maybe you can pay for more characters. I'd be totally okay if like the game was free, but you had to pay for more characters or pay for more carts that were like cosmetically different, but their stats were the same as any other cart. Maybe like pay for skins. Who knows? That's what I would prefer, just so people didn't have to get angry that it wasn't a free game with microtransactions. Uh, people would be very pissed if they had to pay $10 for this. Yeah, and I hope it has multiplayer. I hope it has a single player that you can actually play through. I hope it maybe has a little bit of a campaign. Just like Mario Kart on a phone is interesting, especially with like events. Every Nintendo, even Mario Run has events from time to time. So I'm interested to see what events would look like in a Mario Kart game. If it's gonna be like a holiday event with skins, that'd be so cool. Like, yeah, just do a cosmetic shop. Just do a shop where you can buy characters, cosmetic carts, and skins. And I think people would be happy with that. Like Christmas rolls around, you get a bunch of Mario characters in Christmas outfits. Halloween rolls around, you get Dry Bones and a couple of Halloween skins. Yeah, I think that would work out fine. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Maybe it will be cosmetic, but it will still be gacha. Who knows? Who the heck knows? The roster will probably be huge. Visually, I'm expecting something closer to the arcade games, maybe. The arcade games look like what I imagine this game will look like. The tracks are probably very flat. The actual racing maybe isn't as tight or interesting as a core Mario Kart game. Maybe it will be since it's developed by Nintendo this time around, but we'll see. But that's just what I imagine. The tracks will be very flat, There won't be a whole lot like gimmicky going on. We won't see anything equivalent to Electrodrome or anything like that. Uh, Maybe we'll get some cool stuff like the co-op powers from the arcade game. Maybe we'll get some guest characters. They could totally do guest characters in this. Maybe we'll get Pac-Man in there. Maybe we'll get Animal Crossing stuff in there. Who knows? I'm very interested to see more about it because I don't want to just hate it on principle. Mario Kart on mobile is something I could very easily hate on principle. But like I said, Nintendo games aren't that bad on mobile. Fire Emblem Heroes is great. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp's okay, and Mario Run is also great. So maybe Mario Kart Tour will be great. And it's Mario Kart, so they're gonna take care of it. They're not just gonna put out a bad game. But yeah, I think a lot of people are also disappointed that this isn't just a new Mario Kart for the Switch, and I get that. I love Mario Kart 8, and I think if there was one Mario Kart that could transcend the generation it was in, it was probably going to be Mario Kart 8. And maybe Mario Kart Wii. But Mario Kart 8 definitely is a game that could have lasted multiple generations. However, it is a bit of a shame that the Switch will probably not get its own special Mario Kart, because that's something you look forward to every Nintendo generation. Is all right, what's the new Mario game? What's the new Zelda game? What's the new Smash game? What's the new Mario Kart game? And only one of those we've gotten for the Switch. We've only gotten one of those. The Mario Odyssey is only on the Switch. It's not a Wii U game being ported over. It is a Switch game. Breath of the Wild, even though it launched the same day as the Switch, is still kind of a Wii U game. And Mario Kart 8 is a Wii U game. And Smash, when it comes out, will probably be a port of the Wii U game with more stuff. So yeah, people want that new Mario Kart on the Switch, and I agree. I would like to see a new Mario Kart on the Switch, even though I probably will still be playing Mario Kart 8. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll get a Mario Kart soon. Maybe we'll get an expansion to Mario Kart 8. One thing people expect, especially with the Animal Crossing thing, is when a mobile game came out, a mainline entry came out not too long after. Like Pokemon Go came out, and then Sun and Moon came out. Fire Emblem Heroes came out, and then Shadow of Valentia came out, and also Fire Emblem Warriors, and now the Fire Emblem game on Switch is coming out. Did I say Mario Run? Mario Run came out, and then Odyssey came out, and sold like crazy. And so we're waiting on Animal Crossing, and now we're waiting on Mario Kart as well. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. I'm interested though. I'm very interested. That's it for the announcements that they made, but they did also talk about sales. So we got the announcement that the Nintendo Switch has officially outsold the Wii U as of December 31st, 2017. The Switch has sold nearly 15 million units, and the Wii U cracked about 13.5 million units, which also on here they also have all of their systems, so from Nintendo 3DS to the family computer NES. It really puts into perspective how poorly the Wii U sold. They don't have the Virtual Boy on here, but I imagine that's the only system it outsold. Everything else here, it pretty much crushes it. Even the GameCube has like 21 million, which is still a lot more than the dinky 13.5 million. N64 is 32 million. All their handhelds sold like crazy. 3DS didn't sell quite as much as previous handhelds. It's about there with the Game Boy Advance, but like the original Game Boy and the original DS sold crazy. Look at that DS. The original Nintendo DS sold 154 million units. That is insane. Super NES sold 49 million units. The original NES sold 61. GameCube, Game Boy, the Wii sold 101, which is crazy, 50 million less than the DS. And of course, with the 3DS, we have 71 million, and the Switch 14 million. So yeah, the Switch is on track to sell quite a bit. We'll have to see when it's going to start slowing down. The GameCube has more than the Wii U, so I guess that's not too much of an accomplishment to have more than the Wii U. Now we're going to see how much this momentum holds up, which will have everything to do with how Nintendo handles these next few years. Again, we are currently looking forward to Kirby and Mario Tennis, as far as new games are concerned. So Nintendo really needs to start hyping people up on the system, getting people excited for what's to come. Obviously, we have Fire Emblem and Metroid Prime and all that, but we don't know when they're coming out. We don't even know what they look like yet. So maybe start talking about those soon. Probably this month, or at the very least next month. We need to start talking about those games, especially new games. Like, where's Smash at? Yes, we're going to see how Nintendo handles that momentum. But also, on top of the system sales, we also have game sales, which I think is maybe even more interesting. So, top of the list, this actually surprised me, Mario Odyssey with 9 million units. Crazy how they made that much in just like a few months. Just completely crushed everything else. I'm honestly surprised. I'm surprised that a 3D Mario game is outselling a Mario Kart game and a Zelda game, and the bundled in title, quote unquote. Once the Switch wasn't bundled in, but it might as well have. It's the equivalent of the bundled in title. Uh, so yeah, Mario Odyssey 9 million. Next up was Mario Kart Deluxe, just this port that sold 7 million units. Crazy. People love that Mario Kart. Like I said, it's very obvious why they chose Mario Kart over Kirby Air Ride for the mobile game. It's just so popular. But like next is also surprising Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I didn't think it would outsell something like Splatoon 2 or even like get close to Mario Kart. But here it is. It's 6 million. It's well deserved, I would say. I'm very happy that game is doing well. I wonder how it did on the Wii U. It's not on the charts for the Wii U, so I'm worried that maybe it didn't do too great on the Wii U, which I guess makes some sense. Next up was Splatoon 2 with nearly 5 million units. That's pretty good for Splatoon. People love Splatoon. It's still pretty popular at that nearly 5 million units. And next, there's a big drop off here, down to the 1 million units. 1-2 Switch with 1.8 million units. Why? He could have bought Bomberman instead, but okay. Next was ARMS with 1.6 million units. For a fighting game, not bad at all. People might see that and be like, oh, well, ARMS failed. ARMS flopped. It didn't sell as much as Splatoon. But ARMS is a fighting game, and fighting games typically don't do that well, especially new IP fighting games. And ARMS ended up doing way better than even like household name fighting games like Street Fighter and Tekken. It ended up outselling. So good on ARMS. I look forward to ARMS 2. Hopefully next year. And then last, but certainly not least, is Xenoblade Chronicles 2 with 1 million units. Which is pretty crazy, because this list is for December 31st, so everything after December 31st is not counted. This is just for sales from when the Switch launched to December 31st. And Xenoblade came out at the beginning of December, so in a month it sold 1 million units, and that is crazy for Xenoblade. Who thought Xenoblade would be a million seller? That's really awesome. That's really good to see. It's good to see Nintendo Switch Nintendo players in general typically buy games. We're seeing that a lot with like the success of indies on the system. Mario and Rabbids sold, I think, 1 million. Indies are selling the best on Switch. Celeste and Stardew Valley and even Super Meat Boy nearly cracked a new record on the Switch. So yeah, Nintendo players typically buy games that at least they want. Maybe they won't buy Call of Duty if it ever ends up coming to the Switch, but they will buy platformers and colorful games and like Stardew Valleys and Animal Crossing type games. And JRPGs, we buy those. Nintendo fans buy those. So it's great to see how much success people are having on the Switch. And hopefully it continues. Hopefully this momentum continues, which also goes into the announcement that they want to support the Switch for longer than the traditional console cycle of 5 to 6 years, which the Switch is not that powerful. And I know power isn't the most important thing, but Kirby Star Allies runs at 30 FPS and it's not even 1080p. That is not a good sign for the first year of a console. that a Kirby game can't even run at 60 frames per second, even at 720. I think it's less. I don't think it's 720, but it's definitely not 1080. And the fact that it's not even 60 FPS, it doesn't look that great. It looks great. It doesn't look 30 FPS great on the Switch. When you have games like Bayonetta 2 running at nearly 60, you have Mario Kart running at 60, you have ARMS running at 60, split screen. You have Mario Odyssey running at 60. Kirby, what's going on, dude? Why is Kirby 60 FPS? That's bad, and that's bad for third parties as well. Because we have Doom on the Switch, but it runs at sub 30 a lot of the time. And even though I don't really mind it too much, that's not great for a system that you're planning to support for longer than 5 to 6 years. Third parties are just gonna get more and more graphic. Like, look at Anthem. That's never gonna run on the Switch. If Monster Hunter World is probably never gonna run on the Switch, unless they like really downgrade the assets to look almost like not like Monster Hunter World. Um, you know, like all these new games are coming. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Kingdom Hearts 3. These are games that we probably won't see on the Switch because it's just not that powerful, and that's kind of not great for a system that you're planning to support for that long. I don't know how much you can actually squeeze out of this game, out of this system with how powerful it is. And, I'm not that, I'm not crazy about like frame rate and power and graphics, but still, you're limiting the scope of games that we can get on this system because of how powerful it is. And like we don't need to get every game. We don't need to get Anthem. We don't need to get these big, super graphics games. But even like your own games, like I said, Kirby's already buckling. What's going on here? Yeah, I'm just worried about the future of this. I'm worried that more Nintendo games are going to come out and be 30 FPS, even sub 30. This Dark Souls remaster better be at least like 30 locked. If it's not 30 locked, I'm worried that a 360 game can't run that great on the Switch. That's a bit worrying. Before we move on though to EVO, I kind of want to look at all these other systems and their sales for games because I think the game list is really interesting for a lot of these systems. Let's start off with the DS. So the DS, that super successful system that sold 150 million units, the number one selling game, pretty surprising to me, is New Super Mario Brothers. Obviously, New Super Mario Brothers is a very successful franchise. That people love those 2D Mario's, but I didn't expect it to be number one per se. That's pretty crazy, and I guess that shows why Nintendo kept pumping those games out on the Wii and 3DS and Wii U. I don't know how well they would do today, but maybe we'll see when we get to the Wii U. Number two, also surprising, Nintendogs. Where's Nintendogs Mobile? Nintendogs on mobile would be perfect. People, judging by the sales, people like Nintendogs. I think Nintendogs would do really well on mobile, but that's besides the point. 23 million units for Nintendogs. That's crazy, and of course that's all three versions. They Pokemon Nintendogs with the multiple versions with different dogs in there. So that's pretty cool. I love Nintendogs. I think that was one of my first DS games as well. Number three, Mario Kart DS with 23 million units. Mario Kart, man, that's the seller. 2D Mario and Mario Kart, those are the guaranteed good game sells. And next we got Brain Age, which I don't know a whole lot about. I forget which. I don't think I played Brain Age. I think I played. There's another like learning game on the DS. It's like a little doodly guy with a cap on. I forget what it's called. It wasn't Brain Age though. What was it? It was something else. There was like a measurement thing. I forget. I can't remember. But it definitely wasn't Brain Age. It was definitely something else. Train your brain. Oh, was it Brain Age? Brain Age? No, it wasn't Brain Age. What else? DS learning game. Or like teaching game. Let's see. Learn math. Magic School Bus. No. 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 DS Brain game? Brain? Oh, Big Brain Academy. That was the one. There we go. Alright, we made it there. I think isn't he in Smash Brothers? I forget. No, he's in Mario Maker, right? The guy from Big Brain Academy. Is that part of Brain Age? Or is that just something else that Nintendo did that was weird? I don't know. But yeah, that's not the one I played. Next up, a lot of Pokemon. This is probably what we're going to see on the Switch in a few years. We're going to see those Switch charts just dominated by Pokemon. So we have Diamond and Pearl with 17 million units sold, and then Black and White with 15 million units sold. No Black and White 2 on this list, surprisingly. Brain Age 2 then with 14 million units, and then Heart Gold Soul Silver with 12 million units. And then the next two are kind of surprising. Animal Crossing Wild World, maybe not that surprising for that one. Animal Crossing, of course, very successful, especially on mobile devices. Can't wait for that Animal Crossing on the Switch. And then Super Mario 64 DS. Surprisingly, that's surprising to me. I'm surprised it's not like Electroplankton or something, or whatever else came on. What else came on DS? Yeah, like why not Black and White 2? Surprised Mario 64 sold more than Black and White 2. Yeah, that's pretty interesting for DS sales. Let's see what Wii sold. Wii is a lot of Wii games. It's a lot. Ready? So the first one is, of course, Wii Sports. Wii Sports, one of the most best-selling games of all time, with 82 million units. And then Mario Kart Wii. Like I said, Mario Kart. People love that Mario Kart with 37 million units sold. And then we got Wii Sports again, Wii Sports Resort with 33 million units, and then the 2D Mario with 30 million units sold. A lot less than the DS. Like comparatively between Mario Kart and the 2D Mario, the 2D Mario outsold Mario Kart on the DS, but this time around Mario Kart takes the top slot. Wii Play is next with 28 million units. I don't remember Wii Play being that great. Wii Play was kind of like this weird spin-off-y thing. It was like a minigame collection, but it wasn't really that great of a one. I remember having like a lot of good memories with Wii Play. I'm surprised it sold this much. I guess it's because it launched. No, it didn't. Wii Sports Resort came with the Wii Motion Plus. So yeah, wow. Wii Play, surprising it sold that much. Next, Wii Fit, of course. Wii Fit trainers in Smash for a reason. That's because Wii Fit sold crazy. People love Wii Fit. I still like Wii Fit. Wii Fit's a cool game. I wouldn't mind if they brought a Wii Fit to the Switch. They'd probably have to call it something different. But yeah, we also got Wii Fit Plus, very close. Wii Fit sold 22 million. Wii Fit Plus sold 21 million. So very close. Crazy how pretty much everyone who bought Wii Fit upgraded to Wii Fit Plus, that's pretty good actually. Next was actually Smash Brothers. Look at that, Smash Brothers made it to the top 10 with 13 million units sold. And then of course 3D Mario clutching it in there with 12 million units sold, and then finally Wii Party. Wii Party less than Wii Play. Very strange. No Mario Party here? Really? Did Mario Party 8 like sell a ton? Where is it? No Mario Party. Huh. That's very strange. Those Wii games just sold too much. Yeah. The Wii era was interesting. It's weird to see not a whole lot of like core games on here besides Smash and Galaxy, but yeah, that's just how the Wii was, man. Mario Kart Wii is also a core game, I guess. Then we had the 3DS with Mario Kart leading, surprisingly. Even after all those Pokemon sales, Mario Kart still takes the lead with 16.7 million units sold, with Pokemon X and Y right behind it with 16.2 million units sold. X and Y, surprisingly, I thought Sun and Moon outsold it, but I guess not. X and Y sold the most out of any Pokemon game this generation, which I'm happy with. I think X and Y was the best game of this generation. That was my favorite. That's one I spent the most time with. But yeah, Sun and Moon came out, sold very well. I think it was probably the fastest selling. That's probably what the new record was. It sold the fastest, but it didn't quite break X and Y. And then we actually had Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Of course, not Mario, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is still new, so they won't probably have their full lifetime sales yet. But yeah, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire with 13 million units sold. Nearly 14 million. So that's pretty interesting for a remake to sell that much. But I guess Heart and Gold Soul Silver also sold a lot. Next is the 2D Mario. There it is. The New Super Mario Bros. 2 with 12 million units sold. And then, not kind of surprising, the 3D Mario right behind it with 11.7 million units sold. Super Mario 3D Land. And then, of course, Animal Crossing New Leaf. I think the fastest selling 3DS game until Pokemon started coming out, which is very cool. Kind of revitalized the series with 11.5 million units sold. I think there's an asterisk here. I think it's also including sales of Welcome Amiibo, the expansion to it. Is it? Animal Crossing New Leaf is sold as Animal Crossing New Leaf Welcome Amiibo from November 20. Yeah, so it is including the expansions as well. And then right under it, with 9 million units sold, Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS. So Smash still a system seller, still break-in numbers. And then right under that is Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon with 7.1 million units sold. So yeah, didn't sell too much yet. I imagine a lot of people skipped out on it because it was just an expansion to Sun and Moon, which wasn't, in my opinion, wasn't that great. But yeah, 7 million isn't like anything to laugh at. That's about as much as Mario Kart sold on the Switch so far, which I guess maybe says more about the Switch than the 3DS. And then right under there, Tomodachi Life. Let's go. Let's go Tomodachi Life. Nice. Tomodachi Life is cool. They should make a new one. Tomodachi Life sold 6.14 million units sold. So yeah, good for Tomodachi Life. And then finally, the Wii U. Guess which game, 2D Mario or Mario Kart, made it out on top? Did you guess? It was Mario Kart. Mario Kart 8 sold 8.4 million units. And under it, Mario New Super Mario Bros. U sold 5.7 million units. Cool. Ready for this? The 3D Mario 3D World, sold the exact same as the 2D Mario. I think 3D Mario, what we've seen on this list is that 3D Mario is making a comeback. Maybe when 2D Mario launches on the Switch. Let's see the numbers. Let's see if it outsells Odyssey. I'm very interested in seeing that because it looks like from what we've seen on the 3DS and the Wii U, it looks like 3D Mario's on an upturn right now. Yeah, who knows? Maybe 3D Mario will be more popular than 2D Mario in the future, which I'd be okay with. Then under that is Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. Of course, Smash is always going to be up here as long as it comes out. It was on there even on the Wii. Smash is a very successful franchise with 5.3 million units sold. Then under that is Nintendo Land. I don't know if they're counting the bundles. I'm gonna guess the bundle, the deluxe bundle. You're pretty much just buying for Nintendo Land because it was $60 more. No, I think it was 50. So you actually got $10 off if you got the deluxe. But still, you were getting the deluxe for Nintendo Land as well as the slightly increase in memory. So I don't think this is like, oh, it's a bundled in game, so of course it's gonna sell well, because I think people were buying the deluxe bundle just from Nintendo Land anyway, just so they could have a game. So yeah, that's pretty great to see Nintendo Land up here. I love Nintendo Land. I wish it deserved better. Nintendo Land is an excellent party game. It's an excellent game. I love that thing. I wish we got to see more of that franchise on the Switch, but you know, whatever. Could have at least got a stage in Smash Brothers, but you know, need to work a year on the Orbit of Gate Assault that no one plays. That's great. Splatoon came up next with 4.9 million units. Somehow didn't beat Nintendo Land, which is kind of surprising. This is about as much as Splatoon 2 sold on the Switch, so I guess 4 million is just where Splatoon sits for now until Splatoon 3 comes out, maybe, and changes it up a bit more. Next, kind of surprising, Mario Maker. Of course, Mario Maker was a huge hit, especially on like streaming services. Mario Maker was huge on Twitch for a long time. Not as much anymore because of course it's on a dead console that no one plays anymore, except for when they want to play Smash Brothers. Maybe when Mario Maker comes to the Switch, it will be on the top of Twitch for a while again, which I think they should do. I think Mario Maker is a very good game, and they could use it on the Switch. Probably a sequel, maybe not a just a straight port. It should definitely just be a sequel. Next, surprising as well, new Super Luigi U. Who would have seen this coming? This expansion for New Super Mario Bros. U, topping the charts here on the Wii U. I guess the games under it aren't that much better. So, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, a remake, made it to the top with 2.2 million units sold. Did I say how much Luigi sold? Luigi sold 3 million units. And then under Wind Waker, Mario Party 10, selling 2.1 million units sold. Mario Party made it. It finally made it onto the chart. Somehow didn't make it on the Wii, but made it here for the Wii U. So yeah, that is a Nintendo sales through the year. They don't have anything going back further. They don't have like GameCube and N64, which is a bit of a shame. I would have liked to see those. But yeah, that is it. That is the sales history of some of the past Nintendo systems. What happened on the Wii U that's like not on here? That should be on here. Let me check my shelf. Pikmin 3? No, I guess Pikmin 3 wouldn't outsell Mario Party. Really? Is there something else? Monster Hunter didn't? I guess it's only first. We didn't see Mario plus Rabbids on the Switch. I'm going to assume Mario plus Rabbids probably outsold Xenoblade, but I guess it's just not on there because I think they're only counting first party on these charts. So yeah, maybe Monster Hunter outsold Mario Party. What else is on here? Donkey Kong. Yeah, no, Donkey Kong didn't beat Mario Party. That's sad. I guess it's a good thing it's coming to the Switch. Zombie U, no. Skylanders, no. Maybe Skylanders. Yeah, I don't know. That's cool though. It's cool to look at that stuff. I think it's very interesting to see the history of the sales throughout the years. That Wii and DS era is crazy. Just a lot of those like party games and stuff, and the fitness things, like the brain stuff on the DS. That's crazy. DS and Wii were a weird era. Still loved it though. Gave us Brawl. Can't hate on an era that gave us Brawl. This is actually going a bit longer than I thought. I thought I would get through all this Nintendo stuff in like 20 minutes, but we're at an hour. So let's real quick cap off the episode talking about the EVO 2018 lineup. This was announced last night, and it is Tekken 7, Smash 4, Street Fighter Arcade Edition, Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, Guilty Gear Xrd Rev 2, Injustice 2, Smash Melee, and Dragon Ball Fighters. So that is 8 games, one less than previous years. And the reasoning for that is that they said a lot of these games are probably going to crack more than 1,000, which is understandable. You know, previous years, I think did Tekken make 1,000 last year? I'm not sure, but yeah. So I imagine this year Tekken, both Smashes, Dragon Ball, Street Fighter. I imagine all those games will probably crack more than 1,000 this year, which is why they decided to not have a 9th game this year, a charity game or a vote game, or even just a 9th game in general. We're cutting it back to 8 because these games are going to have huge attendance. And even though those lineup is kind of good, I cannot help but be slightly disappointed by it. It feels safe, you know. Like a lot of staples here. Like obviously, Guilty Gear is a staple. Another role game is now a staple. Tekken's a staple. Street Fighter is a staple. Smash I guess now is a staple, and Dragon Ball Fighters was also very obvious it was going to be there. I think the only weird game here is BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, which apparently people are not even happy with. I was looking at Twitch chat, and I was talking to a friend of mine that plays BlazBlue as we were watching this, and he wasn't happy about it, and I didn't see a single person in Twitch chat happy about it. You know, Smash 4 is always very decisive. You can see in the Twitch chat, like some people are very excited, some people are very disappointed, or just mad outright that Smash 4 is at EVO. But BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, I didn't see a single person happy that this was getting in. I don't know why. I think it's because my friend told me it's because it's a 2-button fighter for a game that was supposed to be like a 6-button fighter. I don't know. yeah, so to have this game this in that people are very disappointed in when it could have been like Killer Instinct or ARMS even or Pokken, we're just got to see, especially since the game isn't even out. Uh, it's not that it's not even out; it's not coming out until June. I remember a few years back when Smash 4 got updated. It had a patch release in early June, but for some reason that patch could not be played at EVO because it was too soon. So a patch is not allowed if it releases in June, but an entire full game is totally allowed at EVO if it comes out in June. Very, very weird. I wonder why that is. It could have easily been replaced with something like even Marvel. So yeah, you might have noticed I didn't say Marvel. Marvel's not here. I talked about staples just a second ago, but the EU stable of EVO, Marvel is not here, and the reason given is that the community for Marvel Infinite, quote unquote, sizzled out. So this game that isn't even out yet somehow gets priority over Marvel at EVO because the community sizzled out. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle doesn't have a community yet. There is no community for Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. So what are you even talking about, dude? What if Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle comes out and no one plays it? I don't know. What if no one, like, I'm really interested to see the entrance for Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle because obviously the entrants are going to open soon. Is the sign up for Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle is going to open up before the game even comes out. So who knows how many like DQs are going to be happening for that game. Yeah, I think that was the only thing. Like obviously I would have liked 9 games to have like 2 interesting games, but the one interesting game was maybe not the best pick. Uh, if you're excited for this game, I'm sorry. That's just how I feel about it. I'm of course a spectator for EVO, so maybe I shouldn't be too disappointed or have too much of a voice in what game should and shouldn't get in. Because I only watch. I'm not going to these events and playing, so obviously my opinion shouldn't matter as much as someone who is like traveling all the time and going to these tournaments and like actually building up the scene. But as a spectator, I'm kind of disappointed in this lineup just because of kind of how safe it is and how samey it is. We got 2 Smash games, we got 3 Arc System games. Yeah, I would have liked maybe like a Killer Instinct or Skullgirls, or maybe even something weird like Nidhogg 2. I don't know. Puyo Tetris? Let's see what side tournaments happen. Mr. Wizard did say that there was going to be a Marvel side tournament. I can't remember exactly how side tournaments work at EVO. I don't know if they have like a stream or anything like that. I don't know what dictates what a side tournament is and what a regular tournament is. It's like Pluto's not a planet. This Marvel tournament isn't a real tournament. It's a side tournament. What if the side tournament gets more entries than the real tournament? I don't know. Yeah, I wish we got ARMS. I wish we got Pokken. I wish we got Killer Instincts. I wish we got Skullgirls. One of those were the games I was really hoping for. But I got Smash 4. I got Melee. I got Tekken 7. I got Dragon Ball Fighters. I got plenty of games to watch, so I can't be too upset, I guess. Yeah, that's EVO. We have EVO Japan now. ARMS was at EVO Japan, so I guess I can't be too upset. We did get our EVO run, but EVO Japan was also not handled very well with the ARMS tournament. It was apparently like very badly organized. There was no prize pool. No one won money at this tournament. They just won like a cup of noodles or something. Yeah, that's it. That's the EVO lineup. Hope you enjoyed listening to this. Hope you have a good day. Take care of yourself. Be safe. And we'll see you next week for hopefully some news. Whew. Excited for EVO. I'm very excited for EVO. I'm excited to also Sunday. Smash 4 is not on Sunday anymore, and when they talked about it, they kind of threw under the bus a little bit. They said the only reason Smash 4 was at Sunday because they wanted Smash on TV. No, they wanted to get on TV, and they would only allow Smash 4 to be on TV. So that's the only reason Smash 4 was on at Sunday. So kind of throwing Smash 4 under the bus there a little bit. Poor choice of words, maybe. Maybe shouldn't have revealed that. I think Smash 4 was very excited to get Sunday. I felt like they were getting recognition. And now, no. It's just because we wanted to be on TV. Oh, that's why. Okay. Yeah, great. Awesome, thanks. Smash 4 gets Sunday next year? No. We don't have the TV deal anymore. Sorry. Okay. Great. At least CEO has Killer Instinct. That's nice. We got Killer Instinct CEO. No arms at CEO. If CEO has a boxing ring, where's arms? Yeah. Cool to see Mario Kart sell so much. Save for that Mario Kart mobile game. Hope we get a Nintendo Direct soon. That'd be cool. I really want to see some new games coming out in 2018 because we don't know that much. We know 2 games. We've seen 2 games coming out this year. We know some games are coming out this year, but we don't know what they look like. Fire Emblem, we don't know what it looks like. Pokemon, we don't know what it looks like. We only know 2 games so far: Kirby and Mario Tennis, and Kirby Run to 30. Why? Why is it Run to 30? Hope that's just a demo thing. Hope when it comes out it's 60, but we'll see. You know, Bomberman got a patch that made the game run at 60, so maybe we'll get a patch for Kirby. Hope we see. We're probably gonna see more Kirby soon because they haven't revealed the sub modes yet, and that's usually something they do. We'll probably see more Mario Tennis at a direct. We'll probably get a direct soon, either this month or early next month. So that's something to look forward to. Unless Hal just decides to reveal everything on their Twitter, which they've been doing, kinda. Yeah. So excited for that. Excited for E3 season coming up soon. Yeah, we're only still in early February, but I'm still just thinking about E3 all the time. I like this. I like what we're doing right now. You know, the show's over. Now we're just kind of hanging out. Isn't that cool? We're just kind of hanging out. And I'm just bringing up whatever comes up in my head right now. We should do this more often. You know, I think it's fun. I'm excited for E3. I'm excited to see what Microsoft does. I hope they blow it out of the park. Oh, we get CFDs in March as well. So we won't see that at E3 unless they do like an update, which I guess they could do. Yeah, excited for that. Excited to see what Sony does even, because like Sony, there's a rumor that Sony like took out a lot of their PSX show just to build up their E3, so I'm looking forward to that. I just realized I didn't have a snack this episode. That's kind of disappointing. That's a letdown. I'm sorry, guys. Next episode for sure. I should get to eating those. Got my water here though. I didn't cough too much. That's some good stuff. I don't talk about movies on here because it's just like a video. But now we're like, this is like post credits. You should have left by now if you didn't want to hear this. But yeah, I watched some movies recently. I watched Cars 3 and I watched Cloverfield. Cars 3 was alright. It kind of... So the thing about Cars 3 is like, Cars 1, I think it's kind of underrated as far as Pixar movie goes. It had a lot of memorable moments that weren't... It's like, the thing about Cars 3 is that it's just training. It's racing and training, that's all it is. There's no like time for the movie to breathe, and even when it does breathe a little bit, like near the end with Smokey, it's still just training, you know? Like all those cool, like memorable moments in Cars 3 are just like training sequences or the races. Great score, by the way. I love how the first race and the final race, like the first race was Jackson Storm, and then the final race, just great score. I love it. Go listen to the Cars 3 soundtrack. It's some good stuff. But yeah, I liked the first Cars. I think it was like underrated. Did not like Cars 2, but ooh, Cars 3 is okay. Cars 3 is alright. And then Cloverfield. The Cloverfield Paradox announced and released within 2 hours. A lot less than Cloverfield Lane. I think it sets up an interesting universe. I think the way... So Cloverfield now is pretty much whatever they want. It's like this infinite storytelling platform. It's almost like Black Mirror in a way. It's like Black Mirror is like, oh, let's take a piece of technology and make a thing about it. Now it's a Black Mirror episode. And so Cloverfield is now, let's take a monster scenario and like that's a Cloverfield movie. Uh, this one not necessarily a monster movie. If you haven't seen it, I would go see it. If you have seen it, let's stick around and talk about it for a second. It it's so the Cloverfield, the name was this satellite that's up in space, and they're trying to have infinitely renewable energy somehow by using beams and stuff. I wasn't paying attention. Um, but something goes wrong, and somehow they rip open holes in dimensions that send monsters to Earth in like tons of different dimensions and tons of different times. So what they said was it can affect any reality at any given time. So that's why, even though this movie takes place in like 2023, that's why it affects the original Cloverfield in 2008. And that's why it also affects 10 Cloverfield Lane, which takes place a bit later. So, yeah, and that's why Cloverfield 4, which is apparently happening this year, takes place in World War II. So, yeah, Cloverfield's interesting. I would like direct sequels to some of these movies. I know that they want like every movie to be like really different and really stand out on its own, but I would, if anything, I want to see a sequel to 10 Cloverfield Lane. Even more so than the original Cloverfield. I want to see a sequel to that alien invasion. I want to know what happens. Uh, yeah. It was, I think it set up a good universe, but I think as a movie, and it's like, as a standalone movie, not as, it felt very Final Destination-y. I don't know if anyone else got that vibe, but like, people were dying, but you didn't really care because it was like, there's no tension. Like the universe is just randomly killing off people at this point. Like so the Cloverfield satellite, when it messes up, it travels to a different dimension, and in that dimension, most of the crew is dead. So the universe is now like Final Destinationing the crew one by one. Like, you don't belong in this universe because you're dead in this universe, so we're gonna take you out. Um, and it just seemed to be really random. Like whenever a crew member was off on their own, you could just expect something bad to happen to them, and it wouldn't be of like any fault of their own. Like no one did anything wrong. The universe just said you should die. And that's just how it happened. So yeah, not a whole lot of tension there. Um, yeah. So cool idea. I think it sets up a good franchise. It's a good franchise setup. Skyward Sword. I'm excited for Cloverfield 4. I rewatched 10 Cloverfield Lane as well. As long as we're talking about movies real quick. And that's a good movie. I really want to see a sequel to that one. But yeah, also before we go, real quick, but I'm gonna stop here. I've rambled on long enough. But Cloverfield is surprisingly hyped. I didn't expect Cloverfield to be this hyped. When they announced Cloverfield at the game, uh, I like the fact that it was trending. It was like that was the top trending thing for a while. And like even like sub Cloverfield things, like 10 Cloverfield Lane was trending. I think Cloverfield 4 was trending. Cloverfields was trending. Just Cloverfield with an SNES with a S at the end. God, talking about SNES so much this episode. An S at the end was also trending. So when I saw it trending, I thought almost like Cloverfields was like the Cloverfield 4. That's what it's gonna be called. It's gonna be like Alien and Aliens, Cloverfield and then Cloverfields. But yeah, it's surprising to see how much people still love just the name Cloverfield, like how much power that name carries. Maybe not so much anymore, but at the reveal, like just the name Cloverfield, like oh, it hits ya, like ooh, Cloverfield. Yeah, I want to see a new Cloverfield. That's cool. That's cool to see that for like a monster movie, and also an alien movie. Uh, yeah, cool. I hope Cloverfield's brand is not damaged too much by this uh, kind of subpar film. Um, yeah, that's it. I should go. Uh, looking forward to Cloverfield 4. Looking forward to E3. Haven't seen a new amiibo in a while. Good night.